I think we're just over the halfway point now in fall camp. So what have you seen from your group so far?
Yeah, it's been a process day by day, but it's really cool because every practice, every situation presents a new situation for them, right? Something for them to get better at, a new point for me to coach because of all the new guys we have. Because they've done a great job of learning the playbook. Now it's the situational stuff that we got to get really good at. It's becoming a leader. It's finding my role. It's all the little things that you need practice for. So throughout the whole camp, we've had opportunities really every day to get better at something. But the thing that I love about the group is every single day that happens, the next time that shows up, like they've learned from that and they're ready to make that play.
I think 2 years ago you had a similar situation where you had a lot of new guys.
Yeah.
Last year, a lot of similar faces. Kind of going back to so many new faces in the room. What's that transition like when you lose guys like Ahmad and Kobe?
Yeah.
And I know you have Alex back, but just how do you kind of work through a transition year?
It's always hard, when you lose guys because you put a lot of time in it. You spend a lot of time with guys. That first year, everybody was trying to get to learn me. I was trying to get to learn them. We were trying to establish a culture. But the cool part of this go around is like now the culture piece is kind of there, and it's kind of in place because of the guys that have been here. Brandon Miazono, Alex Kilgore. Those guys have kind of been here, and they were the young guys, but now they know the expectations, which gives them room to grow, to fill the roles of the guys that left. But in addition to knowing how the culture is supposed to be, so it's a little different in the sense that now it's just more of the football part. I think we've done an awesome job of getting the right individuals, the right people here, guys who are obsessed and love football. So that part's really cool, and then they just kind of grow into the culture, and then that's what makes the room, go.
To go off of that a little bit, talk about the new faces in the linebacker room, but because there are new faces, how helpful has it been for the entire defensive coaching staff to be back to where you don't necessarily have to worry about that piece?
No, that part's huge as well. I think again, once you've been in coaching for a while, most of the stuff's the same. The techniques is what you call it. It's a little different. So not having to coach coaches or catch coaches up to the way and how we do things is awesome because again, now we can really. Like we don't have to spend a ton of time in the meeting room trying to make sure, like we know what we are, we know what we're going to do. But now it's like, let's spend time with our personnel. What ways, can we deliver a message better to get our new guys caught up and engulfed in our culture? And I think because the sooner we get that down, the sooner we can take off. Again, I think we've done a good job of recruiting the right individuals, guys that love football. They study their plays, they want to be here. But it's the part that they don't know is how we do things on a day-to-day basis. Just because they haven't been here long enough to get it. So we can spend time on that as a staff, knowing that everybody knows the defense.
How have you seen Alex develop just in his time here, and what about him do you feel like makes him ready to kind of lead this group this year?
It's funny because he and I laugh because when he first got here, he was just mean, like just to everybody. He just always had a scowl on his face, like he was just angry all the time. And I was just like, there's a side of you that a lot of people love and respect, and it's okay to show that. And I said, once you can get to that point to feel comfortable to show up people that other side of you, I think you'll take off as a leader, and I think he's done just that. I think he's done a great job of just being a really good teammate, just being there for people, being vulnerable with his teammates, just opening up. So, because everybody sees the work that he puts in, right? How much he cares, the time he puts into football, how passionate he is, and everybody respects that. But now they can follow him because they know him as the individual, and I think he's grown tremendously as a leader. He's well ahead of schedule. He's like way ahead of what I thought he'd be as a leader. But he's done a great job of embracing that. He's very critical of himself and wants to get better in every area of his life, on and off the field. And that was an area for him that he circled as a leader. And then for me, it was just kind of empowering him and telling him like, hey man, you've been here. Everybody respects you. Like, don't be afraid. If you need to say it, say it. But you don't always have to say something. You can work from behind the scenes. And it's just, again, finding opportunities to help him lead better and say, hey, maybe say it this way or say it that way. And he's very natural at it. He's done a really good job.
Now with a year in the ACC under your belt, are you going about, as a group or as a defense, are you going about fall camp any differently? Are there any tweaks, or is, you had a successful season last year, you just want to stick to that?
I think it's always that's the trick, right? That's the secret sauce in coaching. Is not when you've had success, it's not falling victim to that. but also not trying to recreate yourself. Because if it doesn't, if it's not broken, then there's no need to fix it. But sometimes you can tweak it, right? You may just loosen it or tighten it just a little bit, and it'll still work just fine. But that's our job as coaches. We got to do a phenomenal job of finding the pulse of our team, because this team is different, right? They may do things better than the group last year didn't, or vice versa. So we have to find those things all based off our players' skill set. But for the most part, we have to be creative. We got to think so it's not stale for the guys that have been here, so that they don't fall victim to it's the same old thing. But in the same sense, trying to push and encourage the new guys to what has worked. So it's a really fine line, and I think Coach Lashley does a phenomenal job of that. One of the cool things, he lets some of the seniors now do the team meetings, so he lets them talk to him. But that gives them a different voice. So it's not me, it's not him, the message is still coming across, but it's coming across from a different person. So we have to do great things like that to make sure that the guys stay locked in and keep receiving the message.
Coach, Mark's your only true freshman in the room. So what have you seen from him since he's gotten here, and how is he acclimating to the group?
Yeah, it's funny because Mark was really eager, really excited when he first got here, in the spring. And I told him, like, you're going to get a different version of me. Not that the guy who recruited you is like, he's gone, right? Just know that. But he embraced it. He's a guy, he does not flinch. He does not fold. A lot of times when guys are new and things get hard, it's just human nature to try to preserve yourself and step away and back away. But he hasn't. He hasn't done that at all. Like, he's got his chest up. He's taking the coaching. And you see him getting better with literally like every practice. He does something that is encouraging. But I tell the other guys to kind of let him know he's doing good, because I can't really say it yet, because I want to keep him working and keep him getting better. But he's doing a really good job. He's all bought in. He's a great teammate. He's a great person. He's working. He knows he has a ways to go, but he's physically gifted. He can run. But once the game starts to slow down for him, I think he's going to be a really good player. But he's just going through that freshman grind. The good part about it, Kilgore mentioned earlier, like family. The guys do a really good job of being a good cop, so I can be the bad cop. And through that balance, I think we'll get the most out of him. But he's done a good job, really good job.
And I wanted to ask about two guys, Zakai Barker, who's here in the spring. What's he looking like? And then also Brandon Miyazono, guy who's been here a long time.
Yeah.
Where's he at?
Yeah, we'll start with Z. Z, when he came in this spring, he and I had a conversation about what he needed to improve on. I said, this is the spring, so you can I just want you to learn the defense, get to know me, and then we'll clean it all up this summer. So he had a chance to go back and watch all the spring tape, and we had a meeting, and just things I want you to get better at and how to improve. And he took that list and he worked at it diligently, showed up every day. And now watching him in camp, he's fixed a lot of those things, and he's playing at a really high level. Very efficient, very smart, and he's starting to become that other leader alongside of Kilgore that we brought him here to be, which is awesome. So he's growing every single day in his mold and his play, and starting to make plays. So I think he's going to peak at the right time as soon as the game, hits, and we're looking forward to a big season from him. And then Brandon's another guy that's been here, right, but he's been a part of the culture. He's a guy, again, which kudos to him, because in this day and age, most people don't stick around. Most people don't want to wait. They don't want to wait their turn. They all feel like I should be starting. My mom and dad tell me I'm the best player in the world, so therefore I have to be the best player in the world. But he's trusted the process. He has grown so much, just as a man, as a person, and I think he started to understand like what it takes to be really good. He's been taking care of his body. He's been doing the things that it takes to be a professional. So he's showing up in a major way as well. I think everyone has seen his improvement as a linebacker kind of coming to his own. Just again understanding the techniques and not being so raw. But now he's starting to be fluid, and his athleticism and what he brings to the table, he can let it show. So again, between all of the guys in the room, I've been really impressed. They've all taken huge leaps, and they all keep showing up. One of the things that I appreciate about the linebacker room is they all want to be the guy, but it's not detrimental to the team. I've never seen a group of guys encourage so much, but all want the same thing. Like, they don't tear each other down. They're literally trying to help each other get better, but they all want the job. They are working their tails off to be the starter, but they are also being phenomenal teammates. And that speaks to a culture. And that's part of what's made us successful here, is just guys not being selfish, wanting to win, but still wanting to get the best version of themselves.